Good evening. Tonight marks the fourth year that I have presented to you on the state of Westchester County. Just this past October, I stood here before you and we were all at the mercy of COVID-19. We were bending and twisting and trying to conform our lives to this deadly and destructive illness. But today, 7 months later, look at us. Through sacrifice and discipline, vaccinated and fighting back. I want to publicly thank the incredible 4,000 plus county employees for their dedication to each other and to the people of this county. Those men and women have worked tirelessly, first during a lockdown, and then as we began to open up, they volunteered at our vaccine clinics to help our people become vaccinated. President Harry Truman once said, "America was built on courage, on imagination, and unbeatable determination to do the job at hand." Friends and colleagues, I'm here to tell you tonight, I am here to do the job at hand. You are here to do the job at hand. And together, united, we will do the job at hand because we are the state of our county. And we are united to move forward.
We have a way out of this, and it's through the vaccination process. It makes perfectly good sense to vaccinate yourself as well as to get everybody vaccinated.
Today, we're going to be discussing how to obtain and perform testing for COVID-19.
This facility here in Yonkers, we're very excited to know that now anybody 60 and older can walk up and get a shot very easily.
I was excited when I was able to make an appointment. Hi, I'm Ella Rath. I go to Horace Greeley High School, and I'm 18 years old.
Our workforce is flexible.
For the planning department, it actually has worked well for staff to be able to function from home and from a remote place.
Both specifically because of the pandemic and more generally, mental health issues are health issues.
We stress the importance of physical health. Mental health is just as important.
I'm George Latimer, he, him, his, Westchester County Executive. And everyone deserves the right to have their identity and their personhood respected in the workplace. A $2.091 billion budget, meaning $2.091 billion. That is a decrease in spending of $16 million over last year's budget. The single largest tax impact negatively to people who pay taxes came from the loss of the SALT deduction, period, exclamation point. We're announcing $1.27 million in CARES Act funding, which is awarded to remote learning centers throughout Westchester County.
We have to decide, we understand that there's common humanity for all of us, or if we're going to continue to see each other as the other and not part of the universal we.
Our administration gave you a bit of a sneak peek of this speech last week, just a little taste of what the 2022 budget will be like. The Department of Budget forecasts a $16 million increase in the county's general fund balance for the 2021 fiscal year. This increase will bring the unrestricted fund balance to over $200 million by the end of 2021, the largest fund balance in the county's history. I know what it's like to have mom and dad at the kitchen table worried about their bills. I know it because I've lived it. That is why it was so important to me in the middle of a crippling pandemic to keep the promise I made to you 2 years ago. We cut county property taxes for the second year in a row this year, but we didn't stop there. Signed the 2021 budget not only cutting taxes, but also maintaining county services and cutting overall spending by $15.7 million. And we maintained our commitment to our workers and their families, no furloughs, no layoffs. We worked together jointly to extend our deadline dates for property taxpayers last year, to give them some breathing room. So let me be clear. Anyone who says county taxes are up and people are fleeing Westchester is peddling fiction. They're running a rumor mill, and they're trying to sell you what they call common sense, when in fact, it's pure nonsense. We cut county property taxes for the second year in a row this year, and you know who we did it for. We did it for that mom and dad sitting at the kitchen table. Everything, I guess, is more expensive. You're paying higher utility bills, everything is higher, phone bills, and of course the tax bill is significant.
I think I woke up the other day because we got a mortgage statement, and it was about 7 o'clock in the morning before coffee.
This did happen.
Our taxes are $14,000? Yeah.
We're always trying to provide them with extras, you know, like everybody does.
Good school district that your two older kids are going to public schools?
Yeah, they're going to school in Greenberg. The fact that the county has cut taxes for 2 years in a row, it just really feels like our family is being seen. We're a young family. Every dollar that we have goes towards our children. And so having that tax cut for the last 2 years has really made a huge difference to our family budget.
The 2021 budget also included $5 million for economic development programs, $5 million for housing assistance programs, $2 million for food insecurity, $1 million for emergency services response. We also wanted to do more to help those who have served us. I've submitted legislation before your honorable board raising the veterans' real property tax exemption caps up to $75,000 for all veterans, up to $50,000 additionally for veterans who fought in a combat zone of operations, and up to $250,000 for service-disabled veterans. Because providing this tax relief for the brave men and women in our community who fought to protect our nation and all it stands for is a small gesture with real impact. We were focused on our finances and your finances, but we were also focused on your health. Very literally. Here in Westchester County, we started vaccinating on January 5th, and that day we started with 10 Department of Health staff members at our clinic just down the block here in White Plains. We were learning and teaching each other how to vaccinate for COVID-19. From that moment to now, it has been nonstop. Today, from all sources, we have vaccinated 552,214 people in Westchester County. To get the word out, we launched an aggressive marketing program, first to get people tested, then to focus on their mental health, and then now to get vaccinated.
My name is Marsha Gordon. I'm president and CEO of the Business Council of Westchester, and I've gotten the COVID-19 vaccine because it's safe. I want to get back to work, and I want to see my friends and my family and resume life as we used to know it.
What's going on, guys? Just got vaccinated.
Just got the shot.
You're not only helping yourself, but you're helping all of those people that are around you.
The more people that get vaccinated, the faster we can get back to normal times.
We want to be part of the community. We want to enjoy our families and our loved ones.
Everybody go get vaccinated. Stay safe.
It's the best line of defense against the virus.
Y'all go get this shot. Mayor quickly told you.
As I stand before you here tonight, know that 2,270 of our brothers and sisters are gone, lost to COVID-19. Last May, we unveiled a new memorial at Lenoir Preserve in Yonkers, Ribbons of Remembrance. We all know the tragedy that struck our nation on September 11, 2001, but that smoldering pile at Ground Zero left many others all these years later suffering from 9/11 related illnesses.
He was a survivor. His death took us really by surprise. He's been sick for 15 years and he has survived every time that we thought it was critical. Somehow he came through. So, our luck ran out, I guess.
It is just very heartwarming for County Executive Latimer to bring it full circle for us, to recognize it right here in our home, where we'll have a place a beautiful place, not just a place, a beautiful location at the dam, to have a memorial where we could go and visit and spend time there. So it means the world to us.
We've been graced with Westchester County giving the property for it when it comes to the location at the Rising. However, we are fully volunteer.
It's so touching because this is where we raised our daughter.
For me, it's his legacy.
We look forward to unveiling the new memorial this September 11th on the 20th anniversary. For the past 3.5 years, our goal has been growing the economy, making sound financial decisions, and attracting new businesses to Westchester. But we have also been creating a community that works for everyone, because that is what good government is supposed to do. Thank you to the people motivated and inspired to make change. The Asian American Advisory Board, the Arab American Advisory Board, and the Advisory Council on People with Disabilities. These are all boards recently appointed and activated, and thank you for all you do. When I took office in 2018, I also pledged to find solutions to some of the most pressing challenges at the Westchester County Airport. When it came to the airport policy, we halted all efforts to privatize the airport, the single most important policy decision, so that all other policy decisions would be made by us as public officials rather than by private entities. In the COVID world we now live in, we're choosing to focus on growing the economy, and workers, startups, and small businesses are going to play a big role because the spirit of innovation is there. It always was there, and now it's our job to help them grow and succeed. The Westchester County Industrial Development Agency provided financial incentives and tax-exempt bond financing to a variety of developments representing $370 million in private investment in the county. The county's own Police Reform and Reimagining Task Force issued an extensive report after 7 months of intensive collaboration, and that report was approved unanimously by your Honorable Board of Legislators. The task force was made up and continues to function with law enforcement, attorneys, key community stakeholders, all of whom seek to implement positive reform. What we saw this past year, similar to what I lived through as a young man in the 1960s, was a breaking point in our society. It became clearer than ever, following the tragic deaths of George Floyd almost a year ago to the day, Breonna Taylor, and so many others, that real reform must occur. In a year and a half, when it feels that so much has been torn down, I want you to know we're moving forward. We are making progress. We submitted a capital budget that contained over $231 million in new appropriations for capital projects. When it comes to infrastructure in Westchester, we are building in a way that has never been seen in recent memory. In a post-war world, President Truman also said, quote, "At no time in our history has unity among our people been so vital as it is at the present time. Unity of purpose, unity of effort, and unity of spirit are essential to accomplish the tasks before us," end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you tonight that the state of Westchester County, the state of our county, is strong and getting stronger. Yes, we have more work to do, but I am here to do the job at hand, and you are here to do the job at hand, and together, united, we will do the job at hand. We are the state of our county. We are the state of our county. The things that we believe in, the sacrifice and discipline that we can show, the energy and the drive, how we work through our differences, and we get to an end result. I'm asking you to continue with me on this journey. Help us together to continue to rebuild our county. The court system determined that family courts, because of the nature of what they deal with, would be a better court to regionalize. For 6.5 years before I came on board as county executive, there was a debate and a discussion, but there was no movement toward identifying and completing this plan. Early in my term, we had a discussion about that. The location became ideal. This court is not a one-person decision. I take my share of credit, but some of the share of credit goes to the men who are going to rappel down from the top of that building and wash the windows. This is an example you can see, touch, and feel what it is we've accomplished over the course of these years. I live 2 communities away in the city of Mount Vernon on the south side. My mom and dad had myself and my younger sister in a small apartment. My father had found probably the smallest house in the city of Mount Vernon. My mother walked me to see, and my sister to see, what this house was like that my father was prepared to buy. I didn't look at it knowing financing details. I didn't look at it knowing that there was some zoning issues that had to be addressed. I look at it the way a 5-year-old kid would look at a new place to live, with a backyard, with new friends to make, and the ability to play and grow. In Westchester and everywhere else in the nation, we have let our infrastructure lapse. Decisions and sacrifices made by people before us who did those things that we benefit from that they're not alive to benefit from. So we do the same thing. It's what we do day after day, to do it professionally, to do it well, to try to make sure that this county functions the way it needs to function. We fix things, we make things right, not because we're going to get the benefit out of it, but because we're leaving this to our children and our children's children, and that's just simply the right thing to do. My friends, Westchester has been through big changes before. Wars, depression, hurricanes, floods, terrorism, and now a pandemic. During every difficult part in our history, there have been those who have told us we should fear these crises, we should do less, we should avoid change. But I'm here to tell you something that you already know. Change is constant, and change is inevitable. Rather than fighting change, we have to embrace it and shape it and own it, because that is what Westchester residents do. That is what New Yorkers do, and that is what Americans do, and that is how we overcome the crisis of the moment. We make change work for us, we always move forward, and in the end, we always emerge stronger, wiser, and better than before. As I have said in my 3 prior speeches, so I say again tonight. We are not tired, and we are not done. We are reaching and striving always to do the job at hand. May God bless each and every one of you. Bless all of our people, our county, our state, and our nation. Thank you, and good night.